Public transit in Polk County is provided by Lakeland Area Mass Transit District operating as Citrus Connection, Winter Haven Area Transit, and Polk County Transit Services operated through Polk County. For years, each entity operated independently of each other, creating some challenges for riders who want to utilize the transit system throughout the county. Today, the focus is bringing all public transit providers together under one simplified banner, Citrus Connection. Their story is coming up on Polk Place. Hello and welcome to another installment of Polk Place. I'm your host, Dion Spires. Today in the studio we have Erin Killebrew from Citrus Connection. She's the Director of Government and Community Relations. How are you doing today, Erin?
Good morning, thank you.
Good. So Citrus Connection's been around for a long time and now you're making some big changes. So tell me a little bit about what Citrus Connection is, where you guys started, and where you're going with the merging.
Citrus Connection has been around for 32 years. It's the Lakeland Area Mass Transit District, and that services Lakeland, Bradley, Pierce, Bartow, all of South County. We are merging with WHAT, which is Winter Haven Area Transit, as well as the BOCC, which is the county's version of transit, come October 1st. WHAT is a very long pilot program. Originally in Winter Haven, it was supposed to start out as a 3-year pilot. They wanted to mirror what Citrus Connection was doing. So Winter Haven partnered with the BOCC to provide transit for Winter Haven. It was a very successful pilot program. It's been continued since then. And the BOCC has been a part of the east side of the county as far as transit is concerned. So WHAT and the Polk County Board of County Commissioners service all of East County.
Okay. Now, a lot of people assumed that if the referendum that was up for voting about a year ago didn't go through, that no changes would really happen with the public transit. But now here they are. So what caused these changes and why now?
So we've had a very interesting year. We had the failure of the referendum in November of last year. All of our route cuts took place on July 6th of this year, and now we're merging in October. So we were very clear last year before the referendum went out to say if we didn't get the increase in sales tax that we were going to have to live within our budget, which we were currently not doing. So after the referendum failed, we knew what we were going to have to do. We were going to have to cut routes. We were going to have to cut services. We were going to have to cut employees from Citrus Connection in order for us to live within those means. Since then, since July, we have cut our weekday service by 18%. We have cut our weekend service by 88%.
Wow.
And we have cut our business model by 20%. And luckily, our executive director, Tom Phillips, was able to do that with no layoffs.
Oh, that's great.
Absolutely.
Yeah. What kind of effect is this going to have, all of these cuts and changes on the riders of the public transportation system?
So the weekends is probably the biggest one to be noted. 88% cut is pretty huge for the weekends. During the weeks, we have not really cut routes so much as we've cut times. So instead of some of our routes being 30 minutes in between stops, we've gone to 60 minutes. We've cut an hour at the end of our routes in the evening. So you're not going to really see too much of a difference. You're just going to have to plan a little bit more accordingly after those routes have been cut. But luckily we have partners like Florida Polytechnic, Polk State. Florida Poly is probably our biggest one that they provide service even on Sundays. So their route, they pay for completely. And we run Saturdays all day. We run Sundays from 11 till about 10 at night.
And this big change with the Citrus Connection doesn't only affect the people who are riding the buses. How is this going to affect the community as a whole?
Well, I think we are now being good stewards of the taxpayer dollars. I think the biggest thing that we have going is our universal access program. Our UAPs we contract with the school board, with Florida Polytechnic, with the colleges, with other employers like Lakeland Regional Health to provide services to their employees, students, and staff. So we essentially are having services that they are paying for, but we provide it. So like I said earlier with Florida Polytechnic, they pay for the route that we provide, and it's all week long. So we have other people that run that route, other citizens that take that route that we aren't having to pay for, that Florida Polytechnic is paying for. So I think those are the kinds of partnerships that we need, are the public-private partnerships, and that's how we're being good stewards of the taxpayer dollars.
And while we're on the subject of services to the community, you've got an interesting service with Citrus Connection called PT Connect. What is that, and what is it doing for the community?
PT Connect is our paratransit service. It's basically a door-to-door service. So if you live within 3/4 of a mile of a bus stop, and you are disabled, handicapped, something of that nature, we have an application that you can fill out. You fill out the front, your physician fills out the back, and we will come and get you and take you to doctor's appointments. So it's essentially a door-to-door service. That process is kind of a little bit different of a process to fill out the application and that kind of thing. But that's essentially what it is a door-to-door transit service.
Okay. And how do people get in contact with that service when they do need someone to come out?
So we have a call center right here in Bartow, and that's 855 Polk Bus. You can call that number and set up your appointment for one of our operators to come, one of our paratransit operators to come and get you, as long as it's 2 days in advance.
Oh, okay. So just give them some notice then.
Absolutely.
Now, those who ride the public transit already may be concerned that maybe their route's getting cut or something like that. With this change of the Citrus Connection, where are you guys providing travel to and from? What areas?
So we have kept most of our on the west side of the county, so Lakeland, Bradley, Pierce. We have kept most of those routes. Again, we've kept most of the routes. They may be a little bit further in between stops, that kind of thing. Any of our routes that you currently ride have probably already experienced the cuts. So if you're a new rider, you would just have to go to ridecitrus.com and then click on the Find My Routes, and you can find out where your bus stop is, what times they're going to pick up, that kind of thing. The next set of changes are going to come when we merge, and we are going to have a couple of cuts on the east side of the county. But you can go to findmyroutes.com and you can see where we run and what times we're running and all that good stuff.
And where is Citrus Connection going? What's in y'all's future?
Well, I think after October, we're good for a little while. I think this last year has been an exciting year. We've had a lot of changes, but we're going in the right direction. And once we merge with the county, which we're extremely excited to do, I think we're on the right track to at least live within our budget for the time being. And then who knows what the future can bring.
All right. Well, as usual, it's always a pleasure to have you. Thank you for
having
coming
me.
out. Absolutely.
I appreciate
Anytime.
it.
Citrus Connection has something to offer for everyone in our area, whether you ride or not. The fact is that an affordable, working mass transportation system is important to local commerce, life, and progress. It gets people to work, it makes our streets cleaner and safer, it saves valuable resources, and all of that adds up to a boost in our area's quality of life. So whether you're riding the city bus, using PT Connect, or just realizing the value of public transit to your community, Citrus Connection is part of your life. Service is currently provided 6 days a week. Bus routes will take you all around Lakeland to Winter Haven, Bartow, Auburndale, Haines City, just to name a few. For more information about routes, how to ride, and the bus system, go to www.ridecitrus.com.